Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. The call yesterday, quite interestingly, my computer basically was shut down, and I didn't know there was no one there, so I continued to present for probably an hour. And so we're going to reschedule and try again. The information, I've got to get it out to everybody. It is so important on how it interlinks everything. And so we'll reschedule it for, let's see, we'll do, let's see. We'll do it 6 p.m. Eastern, Thursday. That's what we'll set it for on this line. So we'll do a special call for the Spagria product line that we're going to be coming out with. So we'll do it. We'll try it at 6 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, which is June 4th. Then we'll see how it goes. This time I'll monitor it. When you become more and more aware of your abilities, it's challenging to explain to many that, and it's all about separation. It's all about how we've been, tricked and fooled. Not only our pure consciousness, but while we're in these bodies. So there's been a lot of trickery and tomfoolery against us that we we weren't really aware of because we've been in it so long. But in reality, we have so many different abilities. They're so far-reaching, expansive, and to keep this many of us, basically sequestered on a planet for eternity is just absolutely ludicrous. If you can understand something, that our awareness of what we are, who we are, is just scratching the surface. We are not how everything depicts us to be. Okay? That's why so many people are fearful of leaving the body, because they don't have the heart-mind confidence and they aren't connected to the pure consciousness. Because I've said this so many times before, we don't, quote-unquote, using the word on this planet, die. We don't. We never do. We experience. We are forever. We are existence personified. And we're advancing and experiencing and learning, but a lot of us kind of go in circles because we aren't really sure what is the body and what is the God? What's the interplay there? What is it about? How does that work? Well, you become more conscious, and as you become more conscious, which is within, you can't become conscious outside of yourself. That just doesn't happen. You must search it out and seek it out from within. That's why the pineal gland, has been bombarded and attacked intentionally in these bodies, so that we are cut off from our conduit of pure consciousness. And the pineal gland is like a conduit. You know what that is? It's like a tunneling, a tubing, and it's hollow inside. And basically, it allows us to connect completely with pure source creation or pure consciousness. And since the majority of us have been so poisoned, and these bodies have been so poisoned and abused, that we don't have that connection. Many people think that chakras and all this stuff is a bunch of gobbledygook, and that's just a bunch of tree huggers, that's just crap, and so on and so forth. And it's the opposite, say. So anything that a heavy attempt is made to separate us from our true knowing and our true awareness of who and what we are, then you know that it is a pursuance that you do not surrender. You go with the understanding of discovering your pure consciousness. And when you discover the pure consciousness, it goes in steps, you see. And we all know that we're in this construct, this matrix. And it's pretty far-reaching, a quadrant. The Milky Way galaxy is a pretty large galaxy, comparatively speaking. And you're looking at this, there's a quadrant or sector of this galaxy that is controlled from many aspects. And there isn't a purpose of the control, it's just a control. So many of us spend this cycle in physical form, in this construct that appears physical. And so we choose to experience, or don't we? Do we or don't we choose to experience? You don't know, do you? You begin to realize that, am I choosing or am I being herded into this experience? Do I have a choice? Actually, we all have had all the choice in the world forever, but we don't know that we have the choice because we are not in spirit. We are not in pure consciousness. We are in physical awareness. And even our physical awareness is light. It's not tense because we're preoccupied with many externalities. All of us are, in different ways. Just like I said, we're all different. In these bodies, we're not alike. We have different perceptions. We look at things differently, and we understand things differently, and we have different opinions. It's just vast. And yet we're all one. So, being all one means is that we are interconnected, and we're pure consciousness. So each of us housing pure consciousness is experiencing as a whole one. So you can imagine that all of us, Pleiadian Syrians, all of us, every one of us that have pure consciousness within vessels are experiencing different ways, different shapes, forms, the whole 9 yards. So, but unfortunately, so much of that is, what is it about? It's about conflict. It's about staying in the physical and experiencing the physical, and therefore succumbing to a lot of the lower vibrational frequencies of the physical. Now, understand something. When you begin to, we're always ascending. So don't ever believe that, we do it on occasion or, at certain times or epic situations. We are always ascending. All right? So as we ascend, we experience different frequencies and different forms of energy. And we continue to learn. Ascension is about learning and readying so that we can take the next step into a new unknown to experience that unknown. And once we experience that unknown, we move into the next and the next and the next. So, but as we become pure consciousness, and see, there's not, it isn't depicted anywhere. It isn't discussed. It isn't even visited really much at all, cleanly and uncluttered. But pure consciousness doesn't feel. See what I mean? It doesn't feel. This is a total separation of our physical experience and our pure consciousness. We don't feel in pure consciousness. We don't really have what you would call emotions in pure consciousness. And when we become pure conscious, and we're not in physical form, we aren't, how do you put it? We don't have pity and sorrow and anguish, and we don't have hate and none of that. It's not there. We don't have all of these feelings and emotions. They don't exist in pure consciousness. We know that in pure consciousness that nothing ever ends, that existence is forever. Now see, we've been taught by entering these particular forms of bodies. Yeah, you're lucky to have, 60 to 90 some years, and that's it. Okay, body's done. Usually because of the deterioration of the tissue and accelerated avenues of diseases and everything else. So it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, but understand that when you are in pure consciousness, you're not an emotional being. You don't cry, you don't laugh, you're not in that emotion. It's not there. When you're in pure consciousness, when you become pure consciousness, when you really understand what it is, you're everywhere. You're absolutely everywhere because you've connected to the one, to the pure consciousness of all existence. Okay? And then each of us, as time goes, as the construct goes, we create. We're constantly creating. And some of us will get to a point where we create universes if we choose to. So when you move more into the awareness of pure consciousness, you will begin to understand that what we're doing here in these bodies, it's just an occurrence, an experience. That's all it is. And we determine in time in the construct of how we're going to advance, when we're going to advance, when we're going to ascend. Ascension or transcension means that you become more aware and more of everything. Means that you become more and more conscious of pure conscious. Now you can picture that while in a body, while being in this construct of a body and experiencing the physical, but you have blended the pure consciousness within the body, so you have the best of both. You have the pure consciousness, but you have the emotion and the feeling and laughter and all of that. See, you can see how we become addicted to being in physical form because we can experience all those things. This is why we talk about so much of being in deep gratitude all the time, because of how phenomenal it is to experience the physical. You see, a lot of us get seduced because we like it so much that we keep doing it. We keep doing it, okay? And we separate ourselves from pure consciousness. So every time we come in this body, people always ask, why is it that I don't remember anything from any past lives or existences that I have been connected with? Why is that? How come I don't remember leaving the body? How come I don't remember going to the so-called other side and meeting everybody and viewing my life and all of this stuff? How come I don't remember any of that stuff? Well, a lot of it is a construct. It's a holographic imaging to trick the God or the pure consciousness. All right? And so your memory's wiped when you leave, when you ascend out of the body, the physical form, and then you experience things from the standpoint of pure consciousness, but you're lulled into things because you see all this stuff and you experience, and all of it is an engineered, finitely engineered construct to trick you. And then you head on back into a baby body, and the interesting thing about that is that you don't remember. You may remember when you go into the baby body, your consciousness goes into the baby body, or your spirit, or your God, or your soul, and it goes into the baby body, and you may remember some things, fragments that are still residual, and then you may remember for a few years until you're about 6 or 7, and then it's gone. You have no clue of what. Now, we know that doesn't make any sense. We know it doesn't. And I've had a lot of people and a lot of discussions about it through the years. But the fact of the matter is that when we become aware of that, then we know we have to leave the confinement of this planet. And the confinement is always in tricking. It's very well done. It's been tricking a lot of us gods for a very long time. So it's a confinement situation. So it contains our pure consciousness, our gods, and our physical. And we are literally strapped into just constantly cycling into this incarnation, in and out, in and out, in and out. And so when we become aware of that, without anger, without fear, we start concentrating more and more of going within and discovering our pure consciousness. See, because we prepare ourselves in pure consciousness and connect while we're in physical form. Many of us don't do that, see. We have the physical form, then the physical form ends, and then we leave the body. And then we start the whole process over. We don't have any understanding or memory of what we learned in physical form. When we leave the physical form, our experiences start to vaporize. We don't remember. We don't. It's almost like when you enter a physical form, you know, as a baby, you adjust to it, to the body. But when you leave it after however long, it starts to dissipate. Taste, you know, what you did, fun, excitement, that type of thing. You don't have that. It goes, it leaves, because you're in pure conscious form. So when you understand that, you understand that you can figure out why we are constantly being distracted, because we are. We're all being constantly distracted. Now, is it intentional? Well, in some existences that watch over this planet, yes, it is. In other, it isn't. It's just happenstance, because we just wander in these bodies a lot of the times in this life. And we don't really experience the true pure consciousness within, because we're so distracted with everything externally. And again, it's not about everything around you. It isn't about that at all. That's the distraction. The true cycle is the discovery of the God within, or the pure consciousness, while you're in physical form. This is the merging. So this allows you and gives you ability to carry that experience once you leave the body, so that you're aware of the construct outside the body, which means that your pure consciousness stands a better chance of not being trapped in the cycle again and again and again. So you begin to learn that there are things that you have been taught from what you understand in the physical form that are just absolute lies. They have no validity at all. But since we believe them, we are held to them. We attach to them. So pure consciousness it's what we really are. It's what creates everything. It moves existence. And it's everyone. It's not like, the civilization of Earth, the Earthlings are so advanced and so special. It's everyone, everything. That's why we're in humbleness and deep gratitude, because it's all things. Everything has form and movement. Everything. And everything has its own consciousness. I know that might sound strange to some people. Does a tree have its own consciousness? Absolutely. Does a rock? Yes, it does. But we view it from a very horse blinder direction. We have tunnel vision, so we're taught to believe a certain way, think a certain way, act a certain way, and be a certain way. And this is a total separation of our pure consciousness. This is why we spend a lot of our time wandering in the future. Wandering around in the future has been created, and then we spend a lot of time wandering around in a past that is gone. And instead of focusing on the now and in the spirit and then the soul and the God of the pure consciousness. So you begin you shed things. Like a snake that sheds its skin, or a dog sheds for the summer, sheds its winter coat. So you realize that we shed, we move on, and we discover. We're constantly discovering. That's why we talk about try not to take this life seriously. It is an experience. That's all it is. But see, we're taught to take everything so seriously, and life is serious. It's a serious game. And we've talked about that, but you're just genuinely happy and grateful that you're experiencing in the moment of who and what you are. Then you begin to discover that eventually your DNA, your strands are going to start awakening. They're going to start coming online. And you're going to start experiencing things that you never knew about. Like being able to feel everything in your body. Everything. You can hear and feel the blood flowing in your veins and arteries. All right? You can literally hear everything in your body. You can hear your brain moving and sparking. You know everything and every single memory, every single experience, even from the point where you entered, where your pure consciousness entered the baby body. You remember everything. You know everything of your experience in that body. You don't remember. Everything is picture perfect, clear. Every second that you've spent in that body, you know. Every function of the body, you feel. You can sense it and feel it. This is why, and this is advancing and transcending with the body as your pure consciousness within it. You become self-aware. And I'm not talking about the AI. I'm talking about you. Each of us becomes self-aware. What is self-aware? For us, self-aware is that we know everything about this body and about our existence in the body. And then we begin to expand out from there. We begin to leave the body and experience everything. Those who become purely conscious and embrace the pure consciousness know that they have no confines and that they can experience the entire universe in a blink of the eye. And they can create anything they desire. That's serious. That's truth. Now, other than, and even the man-made things on this planet and all the storms and everything that has happened on the surface of this planet throughout thousands and hundreds of thousands of years, well, how do you think that happens? It's all consciousness. All of it. What creates snowstorms, rainstorms, hurricanes, cyclones? Well, yeah, they've got equipment that does that, but who creates the equipment? What creates it all? Everything. Pure consciousness. So then people say, are you saying that pure consciousness also can create all of these evils and destructive things? Absolutely. There's no separation. So if you get a body of people that are emanating a vibrational frequency of destruction and hatred and pain, that pure consciousness is going to create that. Now, on the flip side, when you have the majority that is not thinking that way, then it counteracts it. And eventually there becomes more of the body civilization that moves into the pure consciousness, whether they're aware or not, but they begin to connect and understand as this civilization evolves and advances. They begin to understand that all of the attachments of this planet are insignificant. That's not belittling our experience in each and every one of us in the bodies that we inhabit. It's the fact that it's insignificant from the standpoint of our pure consciousness to understand that we are experiencing as we choose. It's an all-knowing that is inside of each and every one of us. So that doesn't make, it's like, well, you know, we've got all these advanced civilizations that make us look like beginners, not the pure consciousness. Physical, yeah. But is there any measurement that judges any of us? No, not really. What is that measurement of judgment? It's ourselves. Period. You may come along a civilization that has an odor to it that's very offensive, but then to them, you're very offensive in your odor. You see how that works? But that's in physical form. You get to the point where you'll be able to just shut off receptors and sensors and smells in the nose, taste and everything, whatever you want to do to reconfigure whatever it is that you want to adapt or adjust to. If you want to grow scales, or you want to have different kind of skin or anything, or different physical form, you can do it in a matter of seconds. It doesn't, it's everything that we're doing is working to wake up the pure consciousness within each and every one of us. So pure consciousness is our ultimate destination. When we ascend into pure consciousness of awareness of who and what we are, and we move on from there, and that's a whole different world experience, existence. Just meditation is pure consciousness. If you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. You can relax your body whenever you want. You don't need anything to artificially simulate it. You just literally relax your body. You let everything go. All the little trivial things and all the worries and fears and anxieties, all of which we create because we embrace those thoughts into reality. So we let them all go. You can do laundry on your thoughts every day. You really can. It's just if you choose to be aware of it. So it's just like with the body, we talk with the body, drop our shoulders, relax, let go, surrender to our pure consciousness of the God within. There is no fear. The only fear we have is what we create while in these bodies. It's creating it through a thought. So we relax the body responds. And as we relax the body, we move into the now. The now affords us several things. It keeps us from wandering off in our past and playing in a playground of our past that's been shut down for ages and isn't going to reopen. And it keeps us from dragging the past into the future that doesn't exist, creating a future from the past and reliving the past and that future. And the now affords us of constantly moving forward. We are all constantly moving forward. That's why I say, exist in this life without attachment and without expectation and go with the flow. Don't take it seriously. Laugh and enjoy it. Even in the lower frequency situations, laugh and enjoy it. So the now is what we have, and it allows us to focus just on the moment, moment to moment. That's what we do. We focus moment to moment. And in those moments, we learn, we experience. But you imagine how many moments that we have just ignored in this life that we're in? How many of them have we ignored by wandering off into a future that doesn't exist and reliving a past that's dead? It's crazy. When we could have been learning so much more in the moment, in the now. And what does the moment say to us? It's exactly what you're doing in that very moment, and it's moment to moment. It's the space between heartbeats. And this is how we become more and more connected to the pure consciousness within us. Also, being in the now stills the ego mind, and it stills the subconscious mind. This is all that noise that we get, all the chatter. This is why I know some of you have gotten this way, where if you're in a country kind of area, a lot of woods and paths and stuff, and you just say, I'm just going to go take a walk out in nature. I'm just going to go clear my mind and I'm just going to be, I'm not going to think about anything. And we go sit somewhere, sit under a tree, sit out on a patio, and we take in everything. Have you ever done that? You ever watched everything? Wherever you're sitting outside, watching it, not judging, not commenting, you're just taking it all in, seeing everything. We get so distracted in these artificial simulations that we're in that we forget about all that. We're so busy trying to micromanage everything and direct everything. In other words, we're fighting the current. We're trying to go upstream. That takes a lot of effort. A lot of the times, by the time you've gotten to the top of the stream, you're so exhausted you can't stay in the body anymore. Just like salmon, when they begin spawning, they end up exhausting themselves and then they perish. So, the now is where we create our future. And in the now, and relaxing our bodies, what is something else that we need to do, or that we choose to do? And that's to breathe. Literally breathe. We breath in through the nose, and then we breath out through the mouth. Now picture and visualize this. We have the chakra system in our bodies. And the chakra system is very important. Now, most people ignore that. I'd say the majority on the planet ignore the chakra systems, the 7 chakras, the main chakras in the body. So visualize for a moment, as you breath in, take a nice, easy breath in, and let's take that breath up through the center of our bodies. Let's take it starting with the root chakra, the I am. That's a red color. And then we move it up to the sacral chakra, the I feel, the orange color, light. These are wheels of light, okay? And then we go to the solar plexus chakra. This wheel of light is a yellow. And that's I do. Then we pull that breath that we're taking in, and we take it up to the heart chakra, which is I love, which is a green light wheel. Then we continue to move it up to the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, I talk, beautiful blue light wheel. Then we go to the third eye chakra, I see. That's a violet color light wheel. Then we go to the crown chakra, I understand. This is a beautiful purple color. And this is a purple wheel of light, wheels of light. And as we do this, we take it all the way up to the back of the head, the crown chakra, and we hold it just briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we condense it and compress it into pure liquid energy, a golden white light energy. And then as we exhale, we release it over the pineal gland. And as we do that, you can view the pineal gland as a prune. I view it as a rosebud. It's like a little green, kind of an egg-shaped knot. And once we release this liquid frequency, this energy over the pineal gland, it begins to open up, bloom. And the more we do this, the more it begins to open up and bloom. And eventually it becomes a full-blown rose bloom that's immortal, doesn't die off, and it vibrates at very high frequency. It's very important to us to have this organ functioning perfectly in these bodies. It is our gateway to all the particles of existence. It's our gateway to the pure consciousness. And it's our gateway to existence and beyond. So it's important to us. So as we continue to do this breathing, we continue to visualize this actual process where we take in the oxygen, the air, and we visualize it going right up through the light wheels of the chakras. And then we release it over, we hold it briefly and release it over the pineal gland. Now, as we have relaxed the body and are in the now, and we've stilled the mind, and we exercise our breath, and we open the pineal gland, we understand that we merge. We merge the pure consciousness, the God, with the body, and the body with the heart-mind. So we're one. We're all consciously aware that we are all of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. And, of course, we will call out to all the others. And right now we have the archangels, and the seraphim, and the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. Now, there's trillions of them. And they, too, are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. We're assembling and gathering at a very high frequency. This cannot be done without that awareness and moving into that frequency of deep, eternal love and gratitude. So as we do this, and the archangels assist us, we assist them. And then we have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundancia, Pel and Thought, many, many, many more. These are those who have ascended out of body and have moved into pure consciousness, their God. They assist us every day. And we assist them every day. We learn from them and they learn from us. Same with the archangels. We learn from them, they learn from us. We're always exchanging. We're all experiencing. We're all teaching each other many different directions and ways. So as we gather, all of us, we are those who have ascended into physical form to experience physical form. Now we're working on the fact so that we aren't separated from pure consciousness and that we do the great merging of all aspects. We also know that we have the ego mind while we're in these physical forms. And the ego mind is insatiably never ever satisfied, no matter what you do that it wants you to do. It will never be satisfied, therefore you will never be satisfied chasing things that the ego mind puts you to. So we know that, and we embrace the ego mind with deep eternal love and gratitude, and we tell the ego mind that it is not in charge, that we are, and have it please take a seat. In eventuality, the ego mind will eventually be no more. So all of us are here in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light that we are forming. And we call out to all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations. Now, only those who are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation. And they all are with us in the billions. And then we call out to all the light energy beings. All those who are in everything that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light that we are forming. And we also call on all of the off-worlders, all the galactics. There are billions of them. And there's over 1,000 in this sector of the galaxy. There's over 1,000 civilization species that come through this quadrant, or this sector of the galaxy. And just to name a fraction of those, we have the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Sirians, Zeta Reticuli, Golden Pyramid, Avians, T-Line. It goes on and on and on. The Blue Beams. I mean, it's just constant. And all of them, many of them have been with us since the beginning, in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, they too must be consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest, and deepest, eternal gratitude. Do you think their pure consciousness within their vessels ain't different than ours? Not. And they all come in the billions. We're assembling and gathering. We also call out to all of our loved ones, those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And they too, only those who are the highest, deepest eternal love, and from the highest, deepest eternal love, and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude, and that are consciously aware of this, can be with us in this meditation, in this now, in the circle of light forming. We also call out to all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this gathering, in this meditation, in the circle of light that we're forming. And just to name a few of them, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trolls, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, and I always add ether. mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. Now, there's trillions of them. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we've never seen before. And, of course, they must be consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude. And those that are, they come in the trillions. And they're with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. So picture something. All of the light energy beings who have assembled with us are in the Googleplexes. One Googleplex will fill this entire universe. And they come in the trillions of Googleplexes. So we have billions and trillions. Just endless, endless numbers. And so we're all gathered here. And we all, arm in arm, hand in hand, we form a circle of light, of the pure consciousness and the God-like frequency of the highest high. We're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And we immediately form this brilliant, radiant circle of light. We all connect. We're all the one. The pure consciousness, God, the soul, the spirit within. We merge. And this frequency is the highest of the highest highs of deep eternal love and gratitude. And as we do this, we begin to levitate up, ascend up, move up above the planet, this earth Gaia. And as we do that, we're met with a gossamer field filled with trillions of reflective, glittering, vibrant lights, many of which we've never seen the colors before or the vibrancy. And as it's everywhere. And as we are with this and become aware of it, we are met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We also are met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds us of our true power, our magnificence, our strength, our resolve. And then we're met with the flaming white light. This column reminds us this is our armor. Some call it the armor of God, the armor of pure consciousness. And as long as we choose to sustain higher vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and deep eternal gratitude, nothing can penetrate it, nothing can harm us. Ever. Now, we choose, only we choose, each of us. Now, if you choose to embrace lower dark matter frequencies or lower survival matter frequencies, and you go deep enough with them, then you will weaken your armor, your flaming white light armor, and you will let them in. We are also met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds us that if we do that, we can bring in the purple transmuting flame, and we can transmute all of these lower frequencies into neutralized substance. And we literally send them back to the pure consciousness, the one, where they become no more. And we're also reminded of the violet ray. This column literally lets us know that after the purple transmuting flame, we can bring in the violet ray, purify and cleanse, and lift the frequencies in that area that was invaded due to our choosing, and rebalance into the higher, deeper eternal love and the higher, deeper eternal gratitude, thus restoring our God armor, our flaming white light. We also have the golden, white, pink light, this column reminds us of what we are. We're pure love, pure gratitude, pure consciousness. We're all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We are continually experiencing, and we will continue to intensify and continue to expand. Now we also, as we continue to levitate, all of us, throughout the universes, we see this massive column that we've all created. It's larger than this solar system. And it's designed as in an opaque, prismic, or prismatic of multiple vibrant colors, trillions of them emanating from the column and literally flooding the atmosphere around it. And at the top, we designed it so that the golden ocean can 360 degrees cascade down upon everything, saturating everything. Now, the interesting part is that all of us are the drops of that golden ocean, and we hold the essence of that ocean, each of us. Now, we look over a little bit, and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. And it houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Understand that it holds well over 800 meditations of millions and millions and millions of us participating on a daily basis. This is the highest of the highest high of the deepest of eternal gratitude and love and bliss and joy. It's absolutely spectacular. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand, and it can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Because every day it grows. Every day it becomes more powerful in deep eternal love and gratitude. And it is flooding everything. All of us, all of our physical form, all of our etheric, our God form, our pure consciousness. And it continues to saturate, flood, and bathe all of us. And we begin to absorb in the understanding, each in our own way, in our own direction, that this is pure consciousness. It is of what I am made. It is the love, the gratitude, the bliss, the joy, the happiness, the laughter. It is what I'm made of. And while I'm in this body, I will enjoy every second. And I will stay in bliss, in peace, in joy, in harmony, in ease. And we look to all of our brothers and sisters all over this planet. In it, above it, below it. All of us house pure consciousness. And all of us are experiencing every second. And we're expanding, and we're diversifying, and we're perfecting. And we continue to do so. And we continue to intensify, and we continue to expand, and we continue to discover the God, the spirit, the higher self, the pure consciousness within our bodies. And at that point, we become limitless. There is no end. There is no beginning. It is constant. And we move existence. So we literally are the love. We are the joy. This is all that we have created and continue to create. We are the bliss, the laughter, the fun. And all life, the highest value in the universe. Why it's the highest value in the universe? Because it never ends. It never ends. And what has been able to do that is our pure consciousness. We see through the deceptions through our pure consciousness, through our gods within. We see through all the trickery. It's insignificant. All that matters is that we enjoy our stay in these bodies as long as we choose. And we are in deep gratitude of every split second that we're in. We didn't create them to do nothing. We created them to enjoy. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. breath in. Easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. Focus on your breath. Slowly open your eyes. Feel the now. Embrace your pure consciousness and the God that you are. Float through the day. Into the evening, night, morning. Pure consciousness, deep eternal love and gratitude. We'll be back here Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. Continue our global guided meditation call, and we will have a time for change call at 9 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday.